またやったな。ちょっと、もしもし。聞いてる？俺は悪くない。わかった。ああ、もういいよ。バイバイ。
Hello there, it's me, Daruna, once again. This video is for, well, Gothica 3000, but also under a different account, so Roxas Cosplayer 15. I've been asked to do a video over long-distance relationships, and I was like, wow, this is a big chance, because a lot of people have difficulty figuring things out about long-distance relationships, and it's one of those things that I've gotten used to. So I thought I might be able to garner a bit of advice that can help. One of the first major things is, when it comes to long distance relationships, don't get into a long distance relationship if you don't think that you have the motivation to keep up with that person. Because if you don't keep up with the person, then you'll lose contact, and you might as well not have had the relationship in the first place. A second thing to keep in mind is that with long-distance relationships, you also shouldn't get involved in a long-distance relationship if you're not going to be committed. So, if you think at any point in time, oh, well, you know, I don't see him very often, or I don't see her very often, so I guess since I'm not going to be seeing them, I can have a second relationship or have a side dish of some sort. Because they'll never find out. No. That is a reason why. If you have an attitude like that, then don't even bother getting into a long-term relationship. Because long-term relationships, whether you want to admit it or not, they're relationships. And although I know that there are some people who will disagree with me on this point, as a general rule, it's a good idea to practice solid fidelity. In other words, constantly not cheating on others. You'll find you'll make a lot more friends than enemies if you don't cheat on people. And, I suppose if you really don't like a person and you want to break up with them, cheating on them's a way to hurt them as well. But then again, if you don't really like them, why are you going out with them in the first place? Which brings me to my next point. Don't start any relationship, long distance or otherwise, if you don't like the person. Unless you're willing to take the time to find something you like. You have to have something in common. A lot of people say opposites attract, and to an extent that is true. But you have to find your own balance of opposites and similarities. People who are completely different from each other, they're not going to be able to get along. People who are completely the same as each other are probably going to find that the relationship is very boring to both of them, because they're too similar. So, with that in mind, those are the basic rules about just, well, long-distance relationships, and really relationships in general. Now, here's the next thing, and this is where it starts to get specifically about long-distance relationships. Long-distance relationships are just that. They're long-distance. It's not a good idea to get into a long-distance relationship if you're the type who has to have someone there all the time, because it's long-distance. And that means that if you can't wait, then this type of relationship is probably not for you. Because who knows when you're going to see them again. Might be a day, might be a week, might be a month, might be years. Now, a lot of times long-distance relationships are planned in such a way that even though it is a long-distance relationship, you see each other fairly frequently. If you can do that, and you have to be the type of person who has to have someone there when you need them, like right away, then if you can make it so that it's able to, you can see them frequently or on a regular basis or something, then I say go for it, you know, if you can find someone in the first place. Not that I'm doubting your ability to get a date, but there are a lot of people out there who aren't really interested in relationships, and honestly, it's sad. Because there are some really great people out there that want relationships but can't get one. I hate to admit it, but I'm one of those people. I want to have a relationship, but I just can't seem to get one, and I don't know why. I think it probably has something to do with my physical appearance, my age, my location. Yeah. But that's me, and I'm not going to talk about me because that's not what this video is about. Another thing about long-distance relationships. If you're starting a relationship as a long-distance relationship, meaning you only met them over the internet or such, I would advise you to be very careful and to keep this advice in mind. Sure, it can develop into something, but keep in mind, until you've actually met that person in person, however much you might like what they say or what their pictures look like, please keep in mind that until you've met them, they're still just words on a screen. So this is very important because words on a screen, it doesn't have meaning, and it does not look like an actual person. Even webcam chats can be very, very deceiving. People can lie to you very easily online, and it's hard to discern who's telling the truth and who's not. So, I advise you to take care, be cautious, if you try to start a long-distance relationship using the internet as your tool to get started. Because you don't want to commit yourself to a person that you've never met before, might never meet, and then if you do meet them, find out that they're not the person you thought they were at all. Additionally, people who are young, and by young I mean, let's say younger than 17, I highly doubt that you will find anyone that you're particularly interested in who will be 100% safe. Because there are a lot of people out there who look for young people, generally 17 years of age or younger, to prey on. So please be very careful about that. We don't need anybody who watches my videos getting taken advantage of by some older man or older woman who's not good for them. And then for long distance relationships, keep in mind that if the long distance part of it finally does go away, that just because you're close to each other does not mean that you now have to spend every waking moment together. As with any relationship, knowing where your boundaries are is important. The main one to consider is, even if the two of you have become a couple, that does not necessarily mean that you have to discard all of your friends, nor does it mean that the other person should have to discard theirs. In other words, you should allow each other to take the chance to have a life separate from you two as a couple. This is very important because otherwise they're going to feel the relationship is strained, or you might, for that matter. As for any specific questions, if you have them, let me know. I'll be glad to get back to you. But I think this pretty much covers the basics. So, good luck with any long-term relationships that are, well, long distance. And until next time, or until I hear your questions, this is Daruna, signing off.